Okay, welcome back. I've now finished the rest of the audiogram, and now it's really important that I connect my lines. And you want to do this really neat. You don't want to run circles through a line through everything. Just connect them so that it's nice and easy to read. So there is the responses for the right ear. So now I need to switch over to the left ear, and I do that over here on the audiometer. I need to switch it from the right ear to the left ear. I need to change this to 30 and change my frequency down to 1000 hertz. I usually let the patient know by speaking to them through the microphone that I'm going to switch ears so they know which ear they're listening for. But I kind of want to show you just a few of the frequencies in the left ear so that I can show you how to mark the other ear on the audiogram as well. So we'll do a quick test of this person's left ear. Notice I paused so they could not get in a pattern. And there's threshold. So I get my blue pen now for the left ear, and the mark that I use for the left ear is an X, and I find 10 decibels and I find 1000 hertz, and I go, oh no, something's already occupying that area. That's okay. Put it right on top of it. Okay. Now, if we had gone on to test some of the other frequencies and they're not exactly the same, that's okay too. So we're just going to fill this in, or pretend like this is how it happened. When you're done with your left ear, you also want to go and connect your lines. So we have a nice visual representation of the hearing. Now, if you remember, 0 to 25 is normal hearing. So before counseling a patient, it's nice to have this already filled out, a line drawn from 25 decibels up toward the 0 mark. Also to have the primary speech frequencies filled out with vowels concentrated more in the low frequencies and consonants in the high frequencies. So when you get ready to explain this to the patient, it's already laid out for them. Okay, and I'm going to go through real quickly the counseling again. I did it in class, but go a little bit slower here. So if I were explaining this to the patient, I would have this actually facing them. And I would explain that this is a graphical representation of their hearing. I would explain, first starting at the top, that these are the different frequencies or pitches that they heard, from very, very low, like a foghorn sound, gradually getting higher to up almost like crickets chirping or birds chirping. I would explain that this side is loudness in decibels, and that 0 is one of the softest sounds that the human ear can detect. 110 is about as loud as a jet plane flying right overhead. What these marks are the representation of where the person can just barely hear the signal, or threshold. The red circles represent the right ear, the blue X's represent the left ear. So for this person, we could tell them that their hearing is essentially normal through about 1000 to 1500 hertz, and then they drop into a mild hearing loss in the mid and high frequency range. I would also explain to them that our primary concern are the frequencies between about 500 and 3500 to 4000 hertz, because this is where the speech sounds are in the English language. Vowel sounds are concentrated more in the low frequencies, consonant sounds, which bring the meaning to words, more in the higher frequencies. So for this person, they have a little bit of difficulty hearing some of the mid and high frequency sounds. So some sounds such as the S, the F, the TH may be difficult to distinguish, and they need to be aware of that. So that's kind of how I explain the audiogram to them at this point.